What a start to test number 2 down under. England rolled in to bat first after winning the toss, and within a matter of a couple overs, things looked bleak. Mitchell Starc came steaming in and struck early, removing both Ben Duckett and Ollie for ducks before anyone really got comfortable. Suddenly, England were 5 for 2, and the vibe in the crowd? Quiet. You could practically hear the Aussies start to smile. But hold up, this was far from over. Enter Crawley and Joe Root. Those two dug in. Crawley showed grit, working his way to a solid half-century after having endured a rough first test, and Root, after surviving an early drop, looked steady at the other end. By tea, they'd stitched together a calming 98 for 2, an important rescue act when things looked so bleak earlier. As the afternoon rolled on, the Gabba conditions remained a bit tricky but offered something for the batters too, especially with the pink ball and lights slowly creeping in. England lost a few more wickets in bursts. Their middle and lower order couldn't always hold up under pressure, and the Aussie bowlers, especially Starc, kept probing hard. Still, Root wasn't just playing for survival. He was batting like a man possessed. As wickets fell around him, he kept the scoreboard ticking. Then the magic happened. Under the floodlights, with the score creeping above 260, Root reached triple figures, his first test century on Aussie soil, and no less than his 40th test ton overall. For a guy who's had plenty of hundreds elsewhere, this one clearly carried weight. He raised his arms, soaked in the cheers, helmet off, and let the moment breathe under the Brisbane night sky. He didn't stop there. Root dug in deep, weathered more Aussie pressure, and took the score all the way to 325 for 9 by stumps. Along the way, he wrung every bit of value from a stubborn tail. Speaking of that tail, the final bits came from Jofra Archer, who smashed a quick 32 off 26 balls. That last wicket stand, about 60-something runs, wasn't just handy. It was absolute gold. It turned what might have been a sub-250 shocker into 325. Suddenly, England looked competitive again. Of course, you can't forget the other side of the ledger. Starc finished the day with 6 for 71, a brutal blistering haul that kept the home side well and truly in the mix. He was testing lines, angles, movement, and for a while it looked like he might just blow England away yet again. But Root and Crawley had other ideas. So when the light finally faded and umpires called it quits for the day, the scoreboard read England 325-9, and with Root unbeaten on 135 from 202 balls, and Archer supporting with that sharp cameo. For England, it's a massive recovery from that chaotic first test loss in Perth. That start at 5 for 2 could have crushed some teams, but not this one. Instead, they showed fight, resilience, and when it counted, flair. Crawley steadied early, Root anchored under pressure and delivered a big ton. And the tail didn't just shuffle along, it sprinted them past 300. As for Australia, well, Starc reminded everyone why he's still among the best with the pink ball. Say what you will about the lack of spin, but their seam attack under lights looked more than capable. They'd have wanted to rake through the entire England side. But given what England produced under pressure, especially that last wicket stand, maybe they're not grumbling too much. Bottom line, day 1, and this test's alive in a way that has fans on both sides buzzing with that classic Ashes electricity. England clawed back hard after a downright horrifying start. The kind of early collapse that can mentally crush a touring side, especially under the Brisbane lights with the pink ball doing all sorts of tricks. But instead of folding, they dug their heels in and fought back like a team that knows the series is on the line. They've put crucial runs on the board, not just through steady batting but through pure stubbornness and grit when the Aussie bowlers looked ready to run through them. Joe Root, stepping up yet again, didn't just anchor the innings, he became the heartbeat of it, acting less like a batter and more like a superstar night watchman who refused to blink under pressure. The way he handled the swinging ball, played the late cuts, navigated Starc's tricky angles, and kept the strike rotating showed a level of composure that turned the entire day around. His presence at the crease shifted the momentum, calmed nerves in the dressing room, and reminded everyone why he's one of the most dependable test batters of this generation. And it wasn't just Root. The English tail, often criticized for folding too easily, showed unexpected fight, swinging freely when it mattered, defending when needed, and squeezing out every run they could find. Those lower order contributions may end up being the difference between a competitive total and a forgettable one, and England will know just how priceless they are in a long test match where every single run counts. That late inning surge didn't just put pressure back on Australia, it also lifted England's body language, restored belief, and injected a little swagger at exactly the right time. On the other side, Australia isn't exactly backing down. Mitchell Starc looked lethal all day, sharpening up with every spell, finding wicked movement under the lights, and reminding everyone why the pink ball basically turns him into a cheat. Code in these conditions. The Aussies still have plenty of belief under the glowing Brisbane sky, knowing they can tear through a lineup or chase down a tricky total with the right rhythm. Their bowlers looked hungry, confident and disciplined, qualities that make them dangerous no matter how many runs they're facing. And with the Gabba pitch already showing hints of bounce and bite, there's every chance this match swings wildly over the next few days. So yeah, expect fireworks, big ones. This test feels like it's just getting warmed up, with England fighting back into relevance and Australia still poised to strike. The tension is building, the stakes are rising, and every session from here on out could flip the script again. That's the magic of the Ashes. Momentum never stays still. Pressure never really cools down. And both teams always feel just one spell or one partnership away from taking control. Day one set the stage beautifully, and now the real drama is ready to unfold.